Welcome everyone to another episode of Reese's Roundup. I am your host, the Lightning Kid himself, and today the Miami Dolphins made the dumbest move of 2017. Okay guys, look. I thought the basketball offseason was crazy with all these signings. I thought the Cleveland Cavaliers were a bunch of idiots for signing Jose Calderon. But the Miami Dolphins done took the cake because Jay Cutler is now going to don the white, orange, and teal. Jay Cutler is now moving to the Miami Dolphins, and this was the dumbest decision. Now I can understand why they would be in such a frantic hurry that they would want to sign a quarterback, but I mean, you had much more talent in the free agency pool than Jay Cutler. They had to get this guy to come out of retirement to sign him for a 1 year and $10 million deal. They could have done that with Tony Romo, and I'm sure Tony Romo doesn't want to play for another team aside from the Dallas Cowboys, but you know, they had a chance to go after Colin Kaepernick. And I know, you know, him being in Miami and saying that he supported Fidel Castro, that would have been a bad look for them. But, guys, it's not about the fans. It's about if you can get your team a win. And Jay Cutler is not the guy to get the team a win. The Dolphins don't have a great offensive line, so Cutler's going to be in trouble. Their defense isn't all that great. I mean, they have a okay secondary, and their defensive front was supposed to be something dynamite, but that fell apart when Ndamukong Suh was signed. They were supposed to have like a great defensive front with Cameron Wake and Ndamukong Suh and who's the other guy? We'll get to that in a second. I'll probably put it like right here or something if I can remember it. But yeah, the Dolphins were supposed to have this great defense. That fell through. They were supposed to have a good offensive line. That fell through. The only thing good about the Dolphins right now is one receiver in, what's his name? Jarvis Landry. There we go. Gosh, I'm losing it today. And they have a solid running back in Jay Ajayi. So with those two, is Jay Cutler going to win more than 6 games? Absolutely freaking not, because you had Alshon Jeffrey, Brandon Marshall, and Matt Forte in Chicago, but they only managed to win what? How many games? Even though their defense wasn't all that. But I mean, the Dolphins don't have a better defense than Chicago did when Jay Cutler was there. I'd say it's about the same, to be honest. So, Miami, what's going on with you? You know, you had a chance to go out and sign more talent, but you ended up with Jay Cutler. And to be completely honest, even if they didn't want to sign Kaepernick for the obvious reasons that Kaepernick brings to the table, they still had Matt Moore, who is a solid backup quarterback. Now, Matt Moore, he wasn't great in Carolina, but Matt Moore was a solid starter for the Dolphins before Ryan Tannehill got there. And I know Moore isn't going to be the guy that throws for 4,000 yards and 40 touchdowns, but I would rather take that over Jay Cutler, who throws more interceptions than he does touchdowns. So I don't understand why people are trying to... The thing that pisses me off is I've been reading about this ever since the signing happened, and people are trying to defend Cutler and think that he's the best free agent quarterback that the Dolphins picked up. And that is far beyond the case, because Jay Cutler, I don't understand how people are trying to defend Cutler. He is not a good quarterback in no way, shape, or form. They're just trying to downplay Colin Kaepernick, and I can understand that, guys. I'm a Cardinals fan. I've seen Colin Kaepernick more times than anybody else, aside from 49ers fans, and Seahawks and Rams fans. But, you know, there's fewer Rams fans than Seahawks and Cardinals fans, so. Anyway, I see Kaepernick twice a season. I used to see Kaepernick twice a season, and I know what he's good at. I know that he didn't have a good team around him last season or the seasons prior to that, up until, or you know, when Alex Smith went out and he won the Super Bowl with that team, and then after that he became a starter. He had a good team around him. He had Anquan Bolden, he had a solid defense. You know, he had Frank Gore, who's a Hall of Fame running back. So I think people are trying to discredit how good Kaepernick really is. I don't think he's, you know, gonna lead the Dolphins to a Super Bowl, but I think that we can all agree that Colin Kaepernick is a better quarterback than Jay Cutler. Here's who I would take over Jay Cutler. Everybody. Because Jay Cutler, I would even take Mark Sanchez over. I would take Ryan Fitzpatrick over Jay Cutler. I probably wouldn't take Ryan Lindley over Jay Cutler, nor would I take Drew Stanton. Scratch that, I'd take Drew Stanton over Jay Cutler. But still, I just can't see why people are defending this guy, because he's not good in any way. People are trying to say, yeah, he brought them to the NFC Championship, and he had 2 winning seasons. Gosh, I don't know, how long has Jay Cutler been in the league, and he's only mustered up 2 winning seasons? So what should that tell you, folks? Look, I'm not trying to defend Colin Kaepernick. I'm not trying to say that the guy he's A1 material. Hell, in one of my previous videos, I said that Colin Kaepernick sucks as a quarterback. But I would rather take Colin Kaepernick over Jay Cutler any day of the week. And I can see where Miami's coming from. I mean, they had very few options to choose from if they had to end up signing Jay Cutler. But guys, listen and hear me out. At the end of the day, football is a business. And that business being, who can you bring to your team to help you win a game? It doesn't matter about the fans. I mean, it does, but take the Cardinals, for example. They went out and signed guys who were absolutely horrible for the team. I mean, they've taken chances before. They went out and signed Tyrann Mathieu, a guy who has been in trouble multiple times, was suspended from LSU multiple times, and was just a huge risk to go out and draft. And they ended up signing him. Johnny Manziel for the Cleveland Browns was busted multiple times, had a drinking problem that everybody knew about, and Cleveland still went out and drafted him. Granted, it's Cleveland, but they're known for taking chances. Miami, they should have taken this chance, regardless if they were going to boo Kaepernick out of the stadium, regardless if he was going to have his tires slashed in his home. They needed to take the chance, because Kaepernick can win games, unlike Cutler. I think Kaepernick would have won them more games than Cutler can. And I'm not saying Cutler can be the starter. It's kind of leaning toward Cutler being the starter, but I think after a couple of wins, after a few games, fans would just let the whole thing go and realize, hey, this guy's winning for us. I'm liking this so far. You know, maybe he's not that bad of a guy as I thought he was, because now he's winning games for the team. You know, I said the same thing about Tyrann Mathieu. I was like, why are we signing Tyrann Mathieu? He's a liability. He's not going to be good. He gets in trouble a lot. And lo and behold, the guy thinks he's the best safety in the league. So, I mean, he can prove that he is when he's not injured, but that's a different story. So, at the end of the day, you just got to pull the plug. Don't listen to what anybody else has to say. See what the guy can do for your team. I mean, I think they choked. The Dolphins are known for choking. They got rid of Ted Ginn, who was a great player at the time in Miami. They got rid of Brandon Marshall. I'm pretty sure they're going to get rid of Jarvis Landry soon. They got rid of, you know, I don't know if they got rid of Chad Pennington or he retired, but I mean, he was winning games for the Dolphins. So, I don't know, Miami, you done goofed. Let me know what you guys think, though. Did the Dolphins make a good move? Should they have gotten Cutler? Was it a better signing than getting Kaepernick? Or do you just think that, or do you just hate Colin Kaepernick because of the whole kneeling thing? I think you gotta look past that and look at how good he is as a player. Like I said, I mentioned in a previous video, I don't think he's that good of a quarterback, but I would rather take Kaepernick, and not 10 times out of 10, over Jay Cutler, just because Cutler is that bad of a quarterback. But let me know what you guys think. I'm out. I'll see you guys on the next one. Football season is only 5 weeks away. I can't wait. Peace.